Hi and welcome back to Doose. In today's video, we are going to be having a discussions with Doose. So, we are going to be talking about Black vegans, okay? We're gonna kind of put a spotlight on Black vegans specifically. Now, of course, I am a Black vegan as far as I'm concerned. I have never even thought to make a video on this. I see so many different organizations and different social media platforms that feature Black vegans, trying to put ourselves out there to show other people of, well, I don't like to say people of color, but other Black people that we are out here and we are doing the thing, okay? We are sharing our recipes, we are sharing our lifestyle tips, and we are, trying to help each other out in making other new vegans feel like there is a community that they can come into, they can ask us questions, they can reach out to us and not feel like they're totally alone. We are the minority in a minority, unfortunately. So in this video, I want to talk about one article in particular. I was going online, I was doing some research, and I found this article posted on ebony.com. Alexandra Fainafori, I hope I pronounced your name right. In her article, she shed light on why more and more Black people are wanting to become vegan and why they would even consider becoming vegan, and also challenging the present conceptions of African American cuisine. Like, what is African American cuisine in 2016? Ebony.com rounded up 3 kind of well-known Black vegans. Tracy McQuitter, then we have Bryant Terry, as we all know, Afro-vegan, and Dr. Avery's Harper. Okay, after reading the article and reading why those 3 individuals became vegan, it was very interesting to find out that they became vegan due to information or documentaries or people sharing their experiences with them, kind of provoking their thoughts, making them see that what they were doing before may not be the best way in how to carry on a kosher lifestyle, to say the least. Dick Gregory, as we all know, former writer for Richard Pryor, comedian turned to activist, animal rights activist as well, and of course Black rights activist. He influenced 2 of the individuals in this article, and of course documentaries were to play a role. And I find that interesting because that's really how most Black vegans become vegans. It is because they're seeing certain pieces of information, they're seeing maybe animals get tortured, or they're seeing the rise of cholesterol in African Americans, or whatever, what have you. But let's actually get into those numbers, because that is something that you guys, maybe if you're not vegan, you really should know about. So Alexandra includes in her article that approximately 300,000 African Americans die from preventable diet-related diseases or illnesses every year. Now let's look at that statistic. Preventable, diet-related. That is so important, because we know what we're doing and we're still doing it. No, we can't follow this standard. It cannot be the standard. As we know, the African American diet is soul food, right? So let's do a rundown on what I chose as the worst, the most unhealthy dishes under the soul food category. Okay, so we have fried chicken, pork chops, barbecue ribs, ham hocks, chitlins, hush puppies, mac and cheese. So those are like the main culprits. And then now, because I am Haitian, I have to look at my Caribbean unhealthy food. I actually could not find on every island, we have like fried goat and fried pork and stuff like that. But I find that with the Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean diet, it's actually just higher in salts, not as high in fats, just because the Caribbean or West Indian diet does consist of a lot of stew chickens or stew meats, not a lot of fried foods. You'll have your fried chicken here and there, but it's not the main diet for a Caribbean, like that I know of. To kind of understand where soul food comes from, and soul food was basically the food that the slaves ate. It was a very high in cholesterol, very high calorie diet that was eaten by the slaves. However, the slaves are eating this high fat, high calorie diet while burning 3,000 calories a day, working in the fields, working in the house, consistently moving throughout the day. They're not chilling, they're not just doing nothing all day. They're working very hard in the sun, okay? So it's not affecting them as much as it is affecting African Americans today, who are majority of them working office jobs. They're sitting down, they're not moving, they're not working out, they're not going to the gym, they're not doing exercises, they're not doing yoga, they're not doing anything. This is kind of what we have to look at, and I understand, in looking further into this soul food diet, the word soul food comes from the civil rights movement, and it came out of the 60s, and it was kind of like an empowerment, or it was kind of like recognition for the food that fed the slaves during the struggle, okay? So there is an emotional connection between African Americans and soul food. But okay, we have to let that go. It's killing us. Higher rates of African Americans developing colorectal diseases, polyps, lesions, anal masses. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you're like, okay, wow, I developed something, now I have to change my diet. If this is a preventable illness, why not just adjust your diet? Tweak it. You don't have to go vegan. Try even just decreasing the amounts of fried food and just work your way from there. I am totally here for veganizing soul food and kind of adding healthier ingredients to the mix. So my generation is still perpetuating the whole soul food diet, just because just aside from it being an emotional situation for those who were in the civil rights movement, or it's just a form of nostalgia when you are eating soul food and you're with your family, and it just reminds you of, it reminds you of when I was a child and I was during the holiday seasons, and it just makes me feel so good. The same thing when I think about Haitian foods, certain Haitian foods like lambi, griot, macaroni gratiné, and all these different foods that make me feel like, oh yeah, this reminds me of when I was a child, and it just reminds me of the good times. As I'm always mentioning in my channel, I don't have to give up my culture to eat healthier. So if you really feel that deeply about soul food, why not find vegan options? So we really need to educate ourselves, because we have so many different things that are working against us in society, whether it be police brutality or poverty or systematic racism. Why not change one thing that we know we for sure have control over, and that is what we put into our body? Food. Okay, food can be healing. You can reverse a lot of illnesses, and if you are dealing with high cholesterol and all these other things, stop feeding your disease. Okay.